Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about currency conversion and we will conclude the data builder part. So from next session onwards, we will discuss about business builder and other components of SAP Datasphere. So to perform currency conversion in any SAP system, whether it's SAP Datasphere or BW or S4HANA, we need to configure these 8 tables. So these are the standard tables that SAP provides in other systems. We need to create these tables, and there is a way to create those tables in SAP Datasphere. So as you can see, to perform currency conversion, the following tables must be available in your space. So you need to create these 8 tables in your space, and these tables are exchange rate types. So there are multiple types of exchange rates. So maybe some exchange rate will consider the first date of the month, some exchange rate will consider the last date of the month, some exchange rate will consider the average rate for a particular month, because exchange rate is something which is changing every now and then. It's a like ongoing thing. So um, to reference that what kind of exchange rate needs to be used for a particular translation, currency translation, exchange rate type is really important. This only contains the text of the exchange rate types, so you can define the text based on your needs. And then we have decimal places in currencies. So this is also important because many of the countries doesn't deal in very low currencies. So in that cases, the decimal values varies from currency to currency. So some will not have any decimal values, some will have decimal values. So maintaining it is also very important so that the outcome is as per the expectation of that country's currency. So if you say, for example, so this is just for example, don't take it like the real scenario. So for example, if Japan doesn't deal in any decimal values, okay, and if I say that I am going to pay you like 100.23 JPY, so this doesn't make any sense because 0.23 JPY is not valid, because they don't deal in decimal values. So that is the reason we need to maintain this currency as per the country's currency policy. Then we have ticker n, where we need to maintain the quotations. So quotations is actually sometimes we do conversions from one currency to another and just reverse it. So for example, if I know the exchange rate of USD to INR, okay, but INR to USD is not maintained, but their quotation is maintained, okay. So in that quotation it says that what it will do, it will do USD to INR because it is maintained, and then it will do a reciprocal of it so that it will get the correct exchange rate. Then we have ticker, which contains the exchange rates of the currency translation. We have ticker F, which contains the factors. So these factors are really important if the conversion, if one currency is very much strong compared to the other currency. That means it is going to create a huge number when we will be converting a million USD to IDR, the Indonesian currency. So then it will create a huge value. So for those, these factors are really important because this will help you to do the currency for the accuracy, more accurate currency conversion. And then we have ticker C, which contains the list of transaction currency codes and the text for those currency codes. So these are the tables that we have in all SAP tables, SAP systems for currency translation. If you want to know more about this, there are a couple of blogs by SAP which you can refer. Okay, we will move to the demo session. So now we are at the data builder screen, and here how we can configure our currency is we need to click on this create button, and here you can see currency conversion views. So if you click on it, a pop-up will appear. So there are multiple ways how you can configure your currency, and here you can see select a source for creating ticker asterisk currency conversion views, and if appropriate, the necessary supporting objects in your space. You can choose an SAP connection, a space that has shared the ticker table to you, or decide to create the object manually yourself. So by default, it comes as manually, and if I select manually, it will create all these 10 tables. So you do not need to define the fields and the table type and all. The system will automatically create it. Okay, and then the respective views as well to check the values. So this is how we can create the currency conversion tables in SAP Datasphere. Now, if you create it manually, then you also need to update the data to these tables. Okay, so you need to use a flat file and so on. Okay, so best practice is, if you have an existing BW or another SAP system, whichever is your source, it may be SAP, it may be non-SAP as well. It is not necessary that it will always be SAP, but you need to prepare a mechanism to feed this table in the structure. These are if your backend table is not SAP. So in our case, let's use BWDWC. Okay, so I will use this connection, and here you can see a remote table is created for all these, and then we have data flow. So these data flow will help to update the values in the table and so on. So just by selecting your backend system, you can click on create. Okay, and then you need to wait for a couple of seconds till the message appears that your table has been created. So let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so as you can see now from the notification, let me open it. So deployed 32 objects in the space. So these 32 objects are related to those 8 tables, 8 remote tables, views, and data flows. Okay, so next thing what you need to do. So if I search my table, I can search it. So if you can just write a ticker, you will get the views and the tables like this. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to run our data flow. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to run our data flow to get the data updated to the respective tables. So for that, what we need to do, so let's suppose this is one of the table. Okay, so it has a name called ODP. So if I select ODP and click on search, I will get all the respective tables, data flows. So here you can see I got total 8 data flows. So you need to run it one by one, or what you can do, you can create a task chain and add all these 8 data flows as the steps of those task chain. So you just go inside the data flow, or maybe you can run uh, from the data integration as well. So just click on run. Okay, and it will start running. So similarly, you need to run all these 8 data flows, or you can create a task chain and add these 8 data flows and run the task chain. Either one you can do, and once that is done, then we need to see that how we can do a currency conversion. So for currency conversion, we can go to any of the view. So for example, this is my view. Okay, so this is our sales order view, and what we need to do is we need to perform a currency conversion. So you just click on it, and here is a formula option. So you click on formula and go to the formula part, go to the details, and here you have two options. Either you can create a calculated column, which we have already done, or you can perform a currency conversion column. So you select currency conversion column. And once you do that, it will open like this. So you can name it as target, or maybe amount in target currency. And then you can select the data type, scale and position, everything. And then you need to select the amount. So let's suppose we are converting gross amount. Let it be like this, shift and convert. And then source currency you can select from the, there are multiple ways. Either you can select it from as a fixed value, or you can select it from the column. Because this is a source, it will be mostly from the existing column. So this is my source currency from the field. And the target currency, you can put a fixed value. Like you want to convert everything to USD, then you can put a fixed value. Or you can select the column if you have any target currency here. Okay, or you can use a input parameter. So I have created an input parameter for target currency, so I will select that. So this is my target currency, I will input the target currency. And reference date is also, you can either select any expressions to create the reference date. Like you have fiscal year period, but it takes only date. So you can convert that fiscal year period to date format using the expression. Or you can use a fixed date, or you can use any field from the column if you already have it. Or you can use the input parameter. So in my case, I will use the input parameter. Then you have a client information. So this is the client from which you are fetching the respective data. So in my case is 000. And how you can find this client, you can go to the tables that are just updated and view the data, and there you will have the information about the client. Sorry. And then you can select the currency conversion type. So there are so many currency conversion types, you need to select one according to which you want to perform your currency conversion. So here you can see it's average, or maybe you can select M, which is the first date of the month. Okay, then you can select either fail or error, set to null if nothing is found for that currency combination, or keep unconverted. So there are a couple of options. Then lookup, we have either reverse or regular lookup. Then we have accuracy, highest, or compatibility, then auto detect. So these are some things which still needs to be like um, investigated, like what are these options. But by we can, for this session we will go with the default settings. So everything is done. Let's go back. Okay, so it is created now. We will save and deploy. Now deploy. So it's deployed now. So now we will try to view the data. So just refresh this data. Okay, so here you can see once we refresh, we will get a pop-up. So target currency we can put here. What will be the target currency? For example, INR, and then we can put the reference date as 1st of January 2018, and click OK. Okay, so now it is refreshed. So here you can see our source currency is USD. It is something around 10k USD, which is translated to amount in transaction currency is around 635k, based on the rates that is being maintained in the system. Okay, so this is how simple it is to perform a currency translation in SAP Datasphere. Okay, now we are done with all the mostly most of the parts of SAP Data Builder. So just to summarize, this is very one pager kind of stuff where we can see that to perform to do any kind of a project where we are doing scratch development from scratch in SAP Datasphere. So these are the objects we will be dealing with in SAP Data Builder. So we will be creating multiple tables based on our needs for data acquisition. So those tables will contain so those tables can be of different types: dimension, text, or relational table, or fact table. So table types can be different, so as we have already discussed. And then we need to also do associations for the text and hierarchies within those tables. Then we need to upload the data, or need to update these data to the tables. We can use a remote table, we can do manual upload to these tables, or we can use a replication flow to update the values in the tables or update the data in the tables. So that is the part of the data upload. Then we also need to create associations with our entities. So how one entity is related to another entity. So for a dimension table, we need to associate a text table for text information, hierarchies for the hierarchy information, or we can do association from one table to another as well. So that's the part of the association. So these three are the very first part that we need to do. And we need to also be very specific when we are creating a table about the data types and semantic usage, because those will play an important role. Then for the data transformation, because once the data is like at the staging layer, we need to perform certain transformations. We can use intelligent lookup or transformation flow or data flow or currency translation as well, to update the data from these source tables to our target table. Okay, and we can schedule this task for the regular updates using a task chain. So within the task chain, we can add these transformation steps of the data flows, where to keep our tables, final table or the summary table, updated. So once we will have that summary table, that summary table using that summary tables, we can create either SQL view or a graphical view. And these views can be used for consumption purpose to external systems as well, or these can be used as a data source for our analytic model. So analytic model can either use SQL views or the graphic views, or it can also use the table as well directly. So it can also use directly the table. And then we already know that what are the features in the analytic model that we have. So this is all about the data builder part. Hope you like all the contents. If yes, please do subscribe the channel and hit the like icon if you like my video. So we will be moving to business builder part from the next session. So till then, stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.